here's your host, Steve Kaplowitz.
It's Steph Curry with the shot. What?
Final hour of Sports Talk on a West Coast Wednesday. Welcome back, everybody. Steve Kaplowitz with you from the Lube & Go Studios, where all current and retired military receive 10% off vehicle services. They have 11 convenient El Paso locations to serve you and your vehicle. We'll take you right up till 7 o'clock, so one more big hour to go. Sal Montes across the glass. Sal is producing the show today for us, screening your phone calls, delivering our Sports Center updates. We're on Twitter, Facebook, 600 ESPN El Paso, online at 600ESPNElPaso.com. So one of the things I really am excited about is more interviews with UTEP basketball players. A couple of weeks ago, Josh McSwiggan, part of the late signing period for UTEP, joined us on the phones from England. Now, getting an opportunity to spend some time with some of the early signees for UTEP. And we jump out to our Village Inn hotline where all of our guests always appear. And with us, a man who committed in the fall to play for UTEP. A lot of people excited about this individual coming to the minors for the 2015-2016 basketball season. He is the pride of Houston, Texas, and Humboldt, Texas, for that matter. Paul Thomas joins us on the phone lines right now. Paul, good to have you on in El Paso, and I'm sure the UTEP family very interested in what you have to say. Welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm doing good. Excited to be here.
Well, I think a lot of people are excited to have you coming to El Paso, Paul. When you talked about, everything you bring to the table, and watching, your highlight reels on YouTube and your scouting reports, I think a lot of Miner fans, when they will see you on the court, will remind them of Vince Hunter, a player that had been here for the last 2 years, is now opting to go pro, and I think it's a perfect opportunity for you to come in here and have an impact as a true freshman.
Oh, yeah, definitely. On my recruiting script, I was told Vince Hunter may leave, and I just found that as an opportunity for me to step in.
UTEP fans will love to see that happen. Now, tell me a little bit about you playing basketball, Paul. Is this something that you've had a chance to do your whole life, or did you take up basketball at an older age?
I've done it my whole life. Since I was about 4 years old, I've always been the tallest kid in my class, tallest kid on my team. So it's always been a thing I love to do.
Okay, so you were taller than everybody else. Now, did you ever get a chance to play football, baseball, and some other sports, or was basketball always the one you gravitated to the most?
Oh, well, I actually had a real love for baseball at a young age, but I think I stopped playing baseball 8th grade when I hit about 6'5", and just really started focusing on basketball.
That seems to be the thing these days. Years ago, even if you were 6'5", you could play two sports and devote all the time to it and really enjoy that. But it seems like nowadays, Paul, when you're really good at one particular sport, it's almost as if it's better to give up the rest, concentrate on that, travel, play in the summer league teams, and really see what that can do for you instead of being, a guy that letters in 2 or 3 sports in high school.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is traveling, and focusing on one sport just made it easier to, get better at one sport, and it was a load off of me. So
tell me where you traveled as you had a chance to play basketball more competitively.
Oh, man, those places are endless. I've been traveling since about 4th grade. Since I began my national, tour. Des Moines, Iowa, and we went to Orlando, Las Vegas, New York, traveling to Washington, D.C., Alabama, Oklahoma, just all over the country.
It's expensive to travel all those places, Paul.
Yeah, it is.
So
I'm so grateful for my parents.
I was going to say, you've got some good parents allowed to send you all over the country like that. That's great.
Yeah, they're great parents. Without them, none of this would have been possible.
So they've been a huge support group for you. I'm sure they encourage you to play basketball. Did you really look up and idolize your mom and dad as a kid?
Yes, sir. Well, especially my dad. You know, my dad was a big basketball star growing up in Houston, and he played his college basketball at Texas Southern University.
Mm-hmm.
So he always pushed basketball. I mean, you know, also being the tallest kid, he knew that I was going to be a tall kid, so he always pushed basketball on me.
Chances are, if your dad, he probably played college basketball, what, in the 80s?
I believe so.
So if he played in the 80s at Texas Southern, there's a very good chance that he played in El Paso against UTEP in those years.
I want to say he said he did play against UTEP.
Well,
he'll be watching this interview later, so he'll probably tell me about it.
I wouldn't be surprised. We'll have to do our homework and see if we can find him in some of the old box scores from those games. But
yeah,
I'm looking at really your scouting report right now, and they love your work ethic, your motor, your length. That's playing above the rim, versatility, your vision, your, I guess, rebounding. I mean, it seems like those are really big parts of your strength. Would you say that, to sum it up, what do you think is the best part of your game right now?
Definitely my athleticism at my position. You know, just causing that mismatch for fours being quicker than bigger four-mans and bigger than the smaller ones.
Now, you can play the 3 or the 4. What do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy facing the basket the most on the wing, but I can play whatever coach needs me to play.
Okay, so as far as you're concerned, the wing is what you like, but you can do a little bit of everything. How's your inside game?
Oh, it's good. You know, playing for my high school team, I played more of an inside game. You know, just doing whatever I need to do to help my team win ball games.
Good answer. Defense, because you know as well as I do, if you're a Tim Floyd player, defense has to be top priority for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Is your defense pretty good?
I'd say so. Yeah, of course, it could always be better, working on getting lower and getting quicker feet to defend those 2 and 3 positions better at the college level. So,
if you're just joining us, folks, we're talking hoops right now with Paul Thomas. He's part of the class of 2015-2016 for UTEP. You can follow Paul on Twitter. Matter of fact, that's probably a good piece of information for all of you. Paul Too Tall 41 on Twitter. That is Paul Too Tall 41 on Twitter. How long have you had that Twitter handle for? Since you were like 4 years old?
No, I just got it 9th grade year.
All right, I was going to say, since you've been tall all your life, you probably could have just kept that. Since we created Twitter, you just could have been Paul Too Tall 41. Is 41 the number you've always enjoyed wearing?
Yes, sir. That was my dad's number. So.
Good answer. All right, I like that. It's all about your dad. That's the way it should be. Now, do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have a younger brother and an older sister.
Did they does your younger brother play ball?
Yeah, he plays ball. He tries to rock 41 too.
Oh, is he really? Okay, how much younger is he than you?
Right now he's in the 8th grade. He's 14 years old.
All right. Have you told him that no matter how hard you try, you can't really rock older brother's 41? It's just not happening?
I tried telling him that, but my dad's just like, let him wear it.
Yeah. Well, you know what the really cool thing is? He probably idolizes you, wants to be you, and now that he's seeing you go play your college ball at UTEP, it'll give him even more motivation as he gets older and gets through high school to try to follow in your footsteps. Yeah,
that's what we're hoping.
Now,
too, so.
How did your recruiting with UTEP start? Tell me a little bit how the Miners really were in on you as far as getting you to come here to El Paso.
It was actually quite sudden. After Las Vegas, my last AU tournament, I got a call from Coach DeWeese, and he asked me if I was interested in UTEP, and I said, of course. And they were in contact with me, and they came to watch me work out at the school a couple times, and we set up an official visit. And on my official visit, I committed.
What was it like meeting Tim Floyd?
It was great, especially after hearing his resume, hearing the places he's been and his system, and he really was charming on my parents. It was great. He really pulled us in.
So when you realize here's a guy that coached in the NBA on 2 occasions, coached in college, had a successful run around college hoops, it was probably a pretty easy choice for you, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Knowing basketball in Houston, a lot of people told me how great of a coach and great guy Coach Floyd was. So I knew I made the right choice.
Nice. What did you know about UTEP before the Miners reached out to you?
I knew Tim Hardaway went here, and I knew they were in El Paso. And, I knew about Glory Road, of course, but that's really it.
Well, that's all right. I mean, that's usually those are the big things. Tim Hardaway, Glory Road, and you followed the story of the Miners like a lot of basketball fans probably have seen that movie. Yet, did you also know that, I mean, over the years, the Miners have been very successful out of Houston. When you talk about some of the teams in the 80s, around the time your dad played, some of the best players the Miners had came from that Houston area. So it's always been a good, strong area for the Miners to recruit.
Yeah, I had no clue about that.
Well, see, I taught you something today, Paul.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Well, are you following the NBA playoffs a little bit?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Are you a die-hard Rockets fan?
I don't want to say die hard because I kind of just hopped on the bandwagon with James Harden, Dwight Howard. But, yeah, I want to see them excel.
All right. Who did you root for before you jumped on the Rockets bandwagon? Who are you rooting for in the NBA?
I was rooting for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, I knew it.
Good answer.
See, now you made Sal happy across the glass. So were you a Thunder fan because of Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook?
Kevin Durant, definitely.
All right. Is he one of those guys in the NBA that you kind of want to model your game after as you get bigger and stronger? Is that the kind of guy you'd like to be on the court?
Yeah, definitely. I like modeling my game after guys like him, Paul George, Nick Batum, guys like him, long, lanky forwards.
Yeah, well, that's good players to look up to. That's for sure. Now, when you get here to UTEP and you start playing, for the Miners, we know you can dunk. We know you can jump. We know about that athleticism. How's your jump shot?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm not even going to, I work on it a lot down here in Houston, and Coach Floyd told me that I'm going to have to work on it if I really want to get those minutes up there and play the three.
Okay. Well, listen, I want your honesty. I don't want you to tell me that it's the best part of your game and then we come and you can't hit a shot. That wouldn't be fun. We don't want to start an interview where you start lying to us on the phones, Paul. So that's all right. So now, how about free throw shooting? That's always the key. How's the free throw shooting?
Oh, I can shoot free throws.
All right, good. That's very, trust me, after this past season, that's a very comforting thing to tell UTEP basketball fans. That is right now. Well, all I know is this. You're coming to a program that's going to need you, but a program that also has been on the verge the last couple of years of really breaking through and getting to the NCAA tournament. So what a lot of Miner fans are hoping for is that you're part of that group that can take UTEP to the next level.
Mm-hmm. I hope so, too. I really thought they were going to do it this year. And I was really shocked when UAB made that little run in the tournament. I was like, man, we could have been right there.
I know. Believe me, a lot of El Paso fans felt the same way. But you know what? UAB at least showed that they were up for it because they won a huge first-round game in the tournament as a 14 seed and knocked off a 3 in Iowa State. So it goes to show you that, you know what, this conference is better than a lot of people realized.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Now, have you been to UTEP before your recruiting trip? Did you ever get a chance to play any AAU tournaments or any high school games here in El Paso?
Oh, no, that was my first time in El Paso.
How'd you like it?
And it was beautiful. It was nothing how I pictured it. I thought it was flat and a desert-like town, but it's really nice weather and really hilly and mountainy, and it was beautiful down there.
All right. I'm always curious how, when people don't know this city, how they picture it. Because you hear the desert. So you're probably so you thought it was all flat and just a bunch of cactuses everywhere, sand all over the place, and nothing else. Like the Wild West.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're going to enjoy yourself here. You're going to have a great time. I hope you like Mexican food.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, then we'll work on that. And if there's one thing that you want to tell Miner basketball fans about what to expect next season when you arrive, what will you tell them?
I tell them to expect the team to be the hardest working Miner team we've had, and I know I'm going to work hard, and I know my teammates are going to work hard, and I'm going to try to make it to the NCAA tournament.
Good stuff. Follow Paul on Twitter, folks, at Paul2Tall41. That's at Paul2Tall41. I'll look forward to meeting you this summer. When you come in before school starts, sit down with you again, and can't wait to watch you put on that UTEP uniform and play for the Miners. Paul, really appreciate the time, and best of luck.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Paul Thomas, giving us some time here on Sports Talk as we continue.